Part 1 to 5. Alina's Awakening and Identity in Christ. Alina's Journey, Adopted into God's Family. Part 1. In a small, peaceful town nestled among rolling hills lived a young woman named Alina. She often felt a longing deep within her soul, an unfulfilled desire to find her true identity and purpose. She would gaze at the clear night sky, wondering if there was more to her existence than the ordinary life she led. One night, while strolling by the river, Alina felt a mysterious pull within her heart. She stopped and sat on a large rock by the water, where an elderly man approached her. His eyes sparkled with kindness and wisdom, and he carried a small leather-bound book in his hand. "Hello, young one," the man said, his voice gentle. "I've been sent to share something with you. May I sit with you for a moment?" Alina nodded, curious about what this stranger could possibly share with her. The man opened the book and began to read. "Before the foundation of the world, you were chosen," he recited from Ephesians 1:4-5. "You were predestined for adoption as a child of the Most High. This was not by your own doing, but according to His grace and love." The words struck Alina deeply. Chosen, adopted. She had always felt like she was searching for something that had been lost, and now it seemed as though her true identity was being unveiled. She listened intently as the man continued. "But," he said, turning to Ephesians 2:1-2, "you must also know that you were once dead in your transgressions, following the ways of this world. You walked according to the prince of the power of the air, without even realizing it." Alina's heart sank. She had often made choices driven by pride, fear, and selfish desires, and though she didn't fully understand it, she recognized the truth in his words. She felt a sense of sorrow for the way she had lived, unaware of a higher calling. The man closed the book briefly, giving her a moment to absorb the weight of the truth. Then he spoke gently. "But behold, what manner of love the Father has lavished upon us, that we should be called His children." 1 John 3:1-2. With those words, a light seemed to ignite within Alina's heart. "Called His children," she whispered, astonished by the idea that she could belong to the Most High. "Yes, dear one," the man replied, "and you are not just called, but destined to be transformed. You must present yourself as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God, not conforming to the patterns of this world, but being renewed in your mind." He quoted Romans 12:1-2 with a voice full of hope. Alina was captivated by the thought of being transformed, of living a life that pleased her Creator. "But how?" she asked, her voice trembling. "How do I live such a life?" The man opened the book again, reading from Ephesians 2:10, "You are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which He prepared in advance for you to do." He paused and continued, "This transformation is not of your own striving. It is His work in you. He will train you, discipline you for holiness, that you may share in His divine nature." The words from Hebrews 12:10 were like a balm to her soul, assuring her that her struggles and suffering had a purpose. The man closed the book and looked deeply into Alina's eyes. "Pursue peace with everyone," he said, "and strive for holiness, without which no one will see the Lord. Do not miss the grace of God. It is He who will perfect you in His love and lead you into a community of His children, the spirits of the righteous made perfect." Hebrews 12:14-17-23. As Alina listened, she felt the chains of her past fall away, and a new path began to unfold before her. She could see that her life had been destined for something far greater than she had ever imagined. It was not about following the world's ways, but about discovering her true identity as a child of God, walking in the works He had prepared for her, and being made holy in His love. The old man stood up, his mission accomplished. "Remember, Alina," he said softly, "you were chosen before time began. Walk in your true calling and let the love of the Father guide you into the fullness of who you are meant to be." With that, he turned and disappeared into the mist, leaving Alina with a heart ablaze. She knew she was no longer the same person who had sat down by the river that night. Her journey was just beginning, a journey of becoming, of being transformed from glory to glory, until she would one day stand complete in the presence of the Most High. As the days turned into years, Alina devoted herself to prayer and the study of scriptures, uncovering life-changing truths that deepened her faith. Yet on many quiet evenings, she would find herself returning to the riverbank, reflecting on the wisdom imparted to her by the old man. Little did she know that the Lord had more in store for her,